Hi, my name is Jacob, and today I'm going to show you how to solve a system of equations. This video assumes that you have some basic algebra knowledge already, and I'm just going to kind of jump into it. So I've written up here an example system of equations of 2x plus y plus 5 equals 30 as our first equation, and y over x equals 3. So within this system of equations, each variable represents an unknown value, and we're trying to solve for each of them. So the first thing we have to do is we have to essentially simplify these equations so that one of them has just one variable, because we can't figure it out if there's only one variable. However, if there's two variables rather, but if there's only one variable within the equation, then we can use basic algebra to simplify that and figure out what it is. So let me get the two equations. Number 2 seems a bit simpler, y over x equals 3. And that'll allow us to get a simple equation equating with only y on one side and only values of x on another side. So let's do that. So we have y over x equals 3. And if we multiply each side times x, as shown here, we then get y equals 3x. So now we have values on each side where it's only y on one side over here and only x on this side over here. Now we can substitute that back into our original equation. So our original equation, if you'll recall, was 2x plus y plus 5 equals 30, as we can see here. Now, we only want to have one variable in here, otherwise we won't be able to solve for it. So what we can do is, now that we know y is equal to 3x, we can substitute 3x right here for y right here. So we're going to do that. That gives us a new equation of 2x plus 3x plus 5 equals 30, as you can see right here. Now that can be simplified a little bit. 2x plus 3x adds up to 5x. So 5x plus 5 equals 30. Now from here, we just have to do some basic algebra. This is an easy equation to solve. So knowing this, all we have to do is subtract 5 from each side, and that'll allow us to isolate the x on one side and the number on the other side, which will allow us to solve more easily for the value. So doing that, 5x equals 25. That's what we get here. Now, from here, we can divide by 5 on either side to solve for x. So let's do that. So now if we do that, if we divide by 5, it simplifies to x equals 5. So now we've solved for x. We know that x equals 5. So given this, y should be easy to solve for. We can now substitute x back into either equation, actually. It doesn't matter. Being that the first equation is a bit simpler, of y over x equals 3, I'm going to substitute it back into that equation. So let's open a new page. We have y over x equals 3, and we know that x equals 5. So we can take this 5, and we can substitute in that 5 for x. This will give us y over 5 equals 3. Now, we still have to get y. We want to substitute, or simplify things rather, so that we only have a variable on one side and the number on the other side. And so the problem is that there's a y over 5. How do we get rid of that? Now we just have to multiply both sides by 5, which will get rid of that 5 and give us the value of y. So let's do it. So we multiply both sides times 5 and simplify, and we get y equals 15. So now we have x equals 5 and y equals 15. Now to check our work, we can substitute these both back into the original other equation. So we know they both work with y over x equals 3, because we just solved for that. Now let's try using both of these given our first equations. That was 2x plus y plus 5 equals 30. If you'll recall right there. Now if we substitute back in these values, so x is 5, so it'll be 2 times 5 plus 15 instead of y plus 5 equals 30. So this is just substituting back in those x and y values. Now if we simplify this a bit, we get 10 plus 15 plus 5 equals 30. And if we add these up, we'll get 25 plus 5 equals 30, and then 30 equals 30, right here at the bottom. And so because the equation balances out, we know that our variables are correct, and our answers are x equals 5 and y equals 13. And so that's how you solve a basic system of equations. And I hope you were able to learn something from that and enjoy the video.